Hey y'all, happy Monday. I hope and I pray that everyone is staying healthy and that you're hanging in there because we all know these are some very unusual times right now. And I also just want to acknowledge that I know everyone is struggling or being impacted by this pandemic right now. You're all being impacted in some way. And just want to let you know that we are all in this together and that we are praying for you. And if there's some way that we can pray for you specifically, please reach out. But today I wanted to share kind of my wake-up call during this quarantine. And the quarantine has been kicking my butt in a really humbling way. And I was convicted this past weekend that I have become so lazy in my relationship with the Lord. Here I am, like hearing and just seeing all over social media these people who are, posting about their prayer lives and hope and, their online worship sessions and, just hearing from close friends of like, just the beautiful time they're having right now and the graceful moments they're having. And it really hit me that I have not been living this quarantine like that. To be quite honest, like I have really been lazy in my prayer life during this quarantine. And that's hard to say. It's hard to admit that I have been struggling in my prayer life. Because here I am, this person and on this side of ministry, who's supposed to be this, source of hope and inspiration. But I just felt really called to share that I am struggling a lot. And I was really convicted of that this Sunday. One thing that's been really beautiful is just how intimate Mass has been. It's just been my husband and I participating in Mass from afar, watching it from a screen, but participating with it. And it has been very intimate and that's been beautiful. But I realized that my prayer life as a single person was much different than my prayer life as a married woman, expecting her first children. And when I was single, I had all this time to go to daily Mass when I wanted to go to adoration for however long I wanted to. And now that I'm married, I have some different duties, and that's a good thing. But I've really been struggling with trying to find this cohesiveness with my relationship with the Lord at the same time, like entering this new season as a wife, and now soon to be entering another new season as a mother. And yeah, it has been hard. And I was just really convicted of that this past Sunday. And it made me want to recommit and to reestablish a relationship with the Lord, because y'all, we're in a very unique time where we're quarantined and we have more time with ourselves. We have more solitude. And I want to take advantage of that now. I may not have been doing a good job with that the past couple of weeks, but I want to start over and I want to refresh my relationship with the Lord right now. And it's something that I think we can kind of get caught up in, is this shame and this guilt that our spiritual life has changed or our spiritual routines have changed. And we can sink into this guilt and this shame. But really, that's not of the Lord. He wants us to come back to Him. And He wants us to start again. And that's what I love. I love this scripture, Revelation 21:5. Actually, Kevin and I have it inscripted in our wedding bands. But behold, I make all things new. And that is exactly what the Lord is doing right now. Amidst all this craziness, He is making things new within you and within me and within the church. And we have to believe that. We have to believe that, He's not curing the coronavirus right now. He's not just, like waving His hand and like the coronavirus is gone. He's not doing that. But we have to believe and we have to trust that he is still there. That, in scripture it says that we are struck down but not destroyed. And that we are persecuted but not abandoned. And we have to hold on to that truth, that the Lord has not abandoned us here. That this is a very unique and special time for us in these moments of more solitude, to refresh our relationship, to reconnect with him. And he wants one so badly. He wants one so badly. And I think a lot of times for me, I know I can speak for myself, that I get caught up. I get caught up in what other people are doing. And I get caught up in, what I think I should be doing. And instead, the Lord wants me to be with him. Not to be with him through what someone else is doing or what someone else is saying. He wants me to be with him. So I have come up with 3 things that I am going to try to do during the rest of this, especially during the rest of this Lent and during the rest of this quarantine, and hopefully will continue to carry through the rest of my life. And I know, y'all, that I'm gonna stumble. And I'm gonna have to come back to this point of being like, okay, I gotta start over again. But I know that that's okay. It's better to start over again than to stay back there. So these are the 3 things that I am going to try to do for the rest of this quarantine and the rest of this Lent. And you are welcome to join me if you want. But maybe some of you are like really flourishing during this time and that you have had the most beautiful spiritual experience. And if you have, that is incredible. And I ask you to share that with other people, because it is inspiring and also just awakening. It's awakening to other people like me. So 3 things that I'm doing right now. The first thing is I am making a schedule for my days. My husband has really helped me with this, but I'm making a schedule and I'm scheduling in prayer time. So I have found myself obviously more around the house than traveling around. Our events have gotten canceled. And I'm also teaching part-time as a music teacher at a small Catholic school here, and now I'm teaching from home. So I've found a lot of my time at home now, especially being quarantined. So I am going to make a schedule for myself, and I'm going to schedule out a time every day, whether it's 10 minutes or 15 minutes or 45 minutes or whatever you have, to just spend that time with the Lord. So the first thing, make a schedule and schedule in prayer time. The second thing is to declutter everything I think is going to make me a better person, or everything I think is going to make me holier, everything I think is going to draw me closer to the Lord, is to declutter all of that and to start over and just to be with the Lord. It's really easy for us to collect, spiritual things that other people are doing, and we see that we're like, oh, that's what I should be doing. That's what I should be doing. That's what I should be doing. But no, the Lord, our relationship with the Lord is very personal and very unique to us. It's not like anybody else's. So I'm going to challenge myself to declutter from my heart what I think I should be doing and just use this time to just be with God. The third thing that I'm going to do is practice his presence, because I realize how much we cling on to the tabernacle and his physical presence in Mass and the Eucharist and in the sacramentals. We cling on to that, which is good. Those are so beautiful, and I am so grateful that we have that. But during this time, Jesus is not bound to the tabernacle. He's not bound to the sacraments. He is beyond those. And so I know that I need to practice his presence right here in my home. So I'm going to take my prayer time, my scheduled prayer time, and I'm going to declutter my heart, and I'm going to practice his presence and just putting myself in his presence right where I am, in my home, in my living room or my bedroom, wherever I'm going to be, and just practice his presence. And it's going to take some time, but he is here. He is not bound to the tabernacle. He is not bound to the church. He is here with us. So I hope that this helps. If anything, pray for me that I can continue to just grow in an authentic relationship with the Lord, because I don't want it to be fake, and I don't want it to be what someone else is doing. I want my relationship with the Lord to be so real and so authentic. So it's time for me and maybe some of you to refresh our relationship and to start again, because He is making all things new right here, right now, in your living room. So know that I am praying for you, and I mean that I will be praying for all of you during this time, during my scheduled prayer time. And yes, thank you for listening, and thank you for watching. And please continue to follow us at Be His Own on Facebook and Instagram, and Be His Own Music on Twitter. And yeah, we hope to see y'all soon. Hang in there, y'all.